a consequence, which is great. You know what I mean? Like you're cut from corporate America. I understand we should have a point system, and if you're late, you're a point, and if you talk back, it's a. You're not in uniform. That's all well and good. You want to write that shit down.
I love that because you know how much I love rules.
Yeah, I'm the same way. You know what I mean? So he's like, well, what's the consequence going to be? I'm like, I don't know, bro. Put a dollar amount next to it, and I'll figure out what the impact will be. You know what I mean? Right. So like through the loss, I'll be. Always through loss, I'm generated to grow and to figure out and to adapt. You know,
I think that's it right there. And especially when you get to a size with a small business where you're trying to implement, create a sales position, right? All of a sudden you need all of this written out. How do you go through the process? That's the hardest thing. It has you doing some deep diving within. You saw it with bringing the guys on. You're like, oh man,
it's got to make sense for everybody.
Yeah.
And one thing you said about, you run your own business, you have a lot of free time. Well, I love people that put that out to me all the time. Well, you're in business, you do whatever you want, you have freedom. The fact that you have other people's lives in your hands, this rings when I'm saying the most important thing. The fact that you have other people's families that you're responsible for, you'll never sleep a full night.
No,
as a business owner.
No.
So it's 24/7. It's a joke, but it really is because you have now employees.
Yeah.
Their girlfriends, then their wives, then their kids. Now you have other people that you're responsible for food.
Yeah. But that's the point. It's responsibility.
Right.
And that always leads back to ownership, right? Ownership gives you a sense of responsibility. Whether it's, the food on your plate, the house that you're living in, the business that you've created, like that's something that can't just be written down on a piece of paper and handed off and taught to somebody, because that responsibility, it just comes with its own weight, and you're either built for that or you're not.
Sure, right.
And I think that part's the only black and white piece, because what's the small business success rate after 10 years? I think it's 22% of small businesses, maybe less.
I love when they start analyzing like second and third generation business.
Oh yeah. Look at that. For 10 years for a small business, what happens in 10 years? The owner could have started a family, could have brought somebody in. Maybe a lawsuit happened with an employee because he didn't back himself right with insurance. Like those, that's the meat and potatoes right there. That's that gray area that entrepreneurs can operate well in. And I think the best ones do it when they've got a backed network of people.
So where do you go for a network like that legitimately? I mean, I know where the answer is. We're going to talk about free trade because I love talking about free trade. But how do you find this network of individuals that actually have your back and not are self-serving, looking for angles?
Because when you surround yourself with those authentic, those good people, they're eventually going to group together. They always do. They make these little microcosms.
So where do you find them? So locally here, we've got free trade, right, which is part of that. You know, I mean, but there's going to be people that are looking at different places. So I don't know. You started a chamber event, maybe, right? The people that are showing up that are active. I think that you can find those connections through the people that are giving back, right? I think that's a key indicator, right? If you've got somebody who is willing to donate time or money, right? Money's easy, right? Look, money's easy. It's easy to give away, right?
It's true.
It's the easiest thing to give away. But like, if you look at organizations that are helping people at their core, right? A nonprofit or a for-profit that's not for profit, those types of organizations, the people that are willing to bring their time, their resources into that, I think that's someplace where you can find a trusted
great
source.
I think.
If you don't have, and there's groups, BNI, LATIP, Chamber of Commerce, PRE, Rotary started as a networking group and then became more community minded. There's Masons, there's church groups, there's a lot of places where they can be found, right? But I think it's about it has to start with you. You know what I mean? So if you're not authentic and really trying to help another individual, then you're not going to attract that.
So it comes back to that integrity.
I'd be hard pressed to believe that that's not a core value of a lot of a company that I don't even want to say successful, a company that can be a disruptor and transcend and do something good. Like I said, earn it. Like the guy with enough experience, you figure out how to make money. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I'm a salesperson by trade. Generating cash flow has never been an issue. Right. And I've been, at my core, I've probably always been a good person, although I probably have done a fair amount of shitty things in my life. You know what I mean? But like what you do with those resources once you have them, I think that's what's key, right? And more than the money resource, but like what you're willing to do with your time. And having a business, you are responsible for other people, but you also get a certain amount of their time, right? Like that's something that you can offer as well. You know what I mean? So I think when you can find people that are like-minded in that direction, then you have a shot at building a network, right? Or if you're in Southern Chester County or Chester County or Delaware County, you could just come see Free Trade.
Bucks County.
Bucks County now too. Yeah.
So in the last 3 minutes, let's just talk about Free Trade.
I'm down, buddy. I'm down.
Everybody. So honestly, how it works is nobody wants to eat on camera.
Yeah.
Fully really hit it. So
I did. So I ate on camera for a while, which is why I look like this on camera now.
I'll take it. So we'll do a quick 3-minute commercial on Free Trade because I think it's become a real passion company for us. It allows people to get together that have the same mindset, the same goals. I started it about 4 years ago. It was a small virtual group. And I thought to myself, there's 50 people involved now. And I can't believe the odds of being able to get 50 people that have the same mindset going in the same direction. I thought it was mathematically impossible.
It's uncanny.
And now flash forward a couple years later that we have close to 500 people connected with the same philosophy, moving in the same direction. Someone's pulling some strings somewhere. It just doesn't seem fathomable that you could have a group of people that has the same mindset, the same culture, that's giving first, that's putting yourself out for other people. We have different exercises we do. One's called 167. I want to thank Brian Delsheimer for bringing that to our organization. The premise is that there's, we meet, Free Trade meets, each chapter meets once a week for an hour. You do lunch or breakfast and you have different programs. There are 168 hours in a week. The hour that we spend together is the least important. The other 167, then we task people to go do something that pours into somebody else in the group, somebody that helps somebody else's journey that week. And we highlight that. So the meeting sometimes will go on for an extra half hour, just people talking about what they did for other people in the group. Yeah. That's been a hot spot. We put it out as an exercise. We thought we'd do it a couple times just to get some feedback. And now it's become a real pillar of what Free Trade's about. What are you going to do for someone else this week? And it does come back to you. I mean,
it does. And it's a wide array of people who've been able to make this possible. Pat, Veepel, Jamie, Doreen, Brian Delsheimer. Van's been integral. Marie Berry.
Yeah.
There's people at each chapter. It would be way more than 3 minutes if we continued to go. But they are they're the driving force. And
exactly.
It's more than network. It is networking. At its core, it's networking, but it's also mentoring. There's also the giving aspect of it. We are at the beginning of August, so at the end of August, but the Thursday before Labor Day.
Yep.
We're going to be meeting from 4:30 to 7.
Avenue Kitchen. We do a mixer every month. All the chapters are invited. You get to mingle with other people in your industry, out of your industry, guests. They started out with me picking up the tab at a local bar, restaurant for a half dozen people, just hanging out after. And now they've turned into, the last one had close to 200 people at it.
Yeah.
It's escalated quickly.
It's escalated quickly, yeah. And I mean, it has a lot of things tend to do. So, I mean, if that's something that you're interested in, if you want to build networks, if you want to build relationships, please reach out. Free Trade Social.
Free Trade Networking Social is our publicly facing page that allows our nonprofits to have a place to talk about their message. It announces any events we have coming up. We have more than just mixers. We do other things as well in the community. It's a great organization to be a part of. I would ask anyone to come and check it out and see if it's for you and if it's a fit. And if you're in the same mindset, you might get a lot of benefit from it, hopefully.
Yeah. I mean, that's the goal. We just want it not to suck, really.
Right.
Yeah, that's
nice.
the goal.
That's
yeah.
good backing.
Yeah. I know Tyler's pushing for, I mean, free trade networking. It doesn't suck.
Right.
I like it.
I like it too. I think it's
It's got
catchy.
legs.
Yeah, I think
That's
that's
got
got
legs.
some legs. All right, so vicariously, quiche.
I give it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah,
Okay.
Gruyere and caramelized onions all day.
All right, and pocket pie. You didn't eat your pocket pie.
I got to get in on that.
Dangerously good. Just
Dangerously
way dangerously
good.
good. Yeah, I can't.
You're gonna wait until the camera goes off, and then you're gonna
Just eat them all.
I know. And guys, thank you for tuning in.
Yeah.
You know, this is a few parts that we've been able to get it through. We're back with an episode 6. You know what I mean? God,
Sure.
Really? We'll talk about some more stuff, eat some more food. Tom O'Neill,
Dan Wolf.
Phil Wolf.
At the call.
take it easy, guys.
See you.